looming. Good evening.
These are the Hickory Hound's News and Views.
This is News and Views for June the 15th, 2025. This week on the Hickory Hound, we delivered 3 tightly focused investigations, each one exposing different layers of pressure that has built across our region. We began in the old textile corridor, Drexel, Hildebrand, Valdez, abandoned by industry. These towns that once fueled the region now sit quietly in decline. The Forgotten Grid examined the economic limbo left behind, aging populations, shuttered mills, and a planning class that still acts like these people don't exist. But they do, and they're still waiting for more than nostalgia or lip service. From there, we turned inward, back to Hickory. The center cannot hold exposed the cracks behind the city's polished facade. Trails, tech jobs, and glossy brochures don't change the reality on the ground. Crumbling roads, schools under strain, and a city divided by who gets investment and who gets forgotten. Then came the Crawdads. Keep the Crawdads wasn't about nostalgia. It was about leverage. The Crawdads are a civic asset, an identity marker in a place that's lost too many. But minor league baseball contraction, private equity indifference, and a local silence now put the team's future in doubt. Lose them, and Hickory gives up more than baseball. It forfeits part of its standing. Each of these reports tracks a specific pressure point. Together, they reveal a region struggling to define itself after systems that once held it up were stripped away. What happens next will depend on who chooses to listen and who chooses to act. Now to Rachel A.I. with her special message about the platform.
When the Hickory Hound returned on March 12, 2025, it wasn't just a reboot of an old blog. It marked the launch of a renewed civic intelligence hub, one designed to track and expose the forces shaping the foothills region. Commander Shell made it clear, this would not be surface-level commentary. It would be a deep civic scan using modern tools like AI to strengthen strategic storytelling. In 3 months, the Hound has built a body of work that cuts through the static. Here's what's been uncovered. The April 29th article, Economic Collapse Warning, Why the Foothills Corridor Must Act Now, made the Hound's geographic focus clear. The region west of I-85, north of US 74, east of the Parkway, and south of US 421 faces aging infrastructure, economic stagnation, and a talent drain. Once a hub of industrial strength, this area is now where North Carolina's long-term economic stability will be won or lost. Shell framed the Foothills Corridor as the front line in a broader national reckoning. On April 15th, in How Globalization Shattered the American Spirit, Shell exposed the cultural and economic toll of deindustrialization. This was not just a financial critique, it was a moral inventory. The collapse of civic pride and working-class stability, the betrayal of productive towns in favor of global profits. These weren't statistics, they were personal. The piece set a raw emotional tone for the Hound's revival, truth-telling rooted in lived experience. Published May 1st, the Interstate 85 megalopolis offered a wake-up call. Charlotte's unchecked growth now defines the region. Charlotte doesn't grow, it absorbs. It pulls investment, influence, and infrastructure inward while disempowering its rural and exurban surroundings. Shell described this not as a conspiracy, but as an algorithm, urban dominance shaping everything from roads and housing to civic identity. Towns on the periphery must now decide, adapt strategically or be erased quietly. The April 8th piece, The Catawba River Crisis, made clear that water is no longer just a natural resource, it's a point of leverage. Charlotte's thirst has political consequences, especially if interbasin transfer agreements escalate. The Hound showed how water rights, long treated as bureaucratic concerns, are rapidly becoming economic weapons. Control of the river could soon dictate the future of entire counties. The June 10th report, The Center Cannot Hold, peeled back the veneer of progress in Hickory itself. Shell pointed to shiny projects like City Walk and tech campus proposals, but warned that basic systems are faltering. Roads are crumbling, schools are under strain, public trust is thinning. Real growth doesn't leave half a county behind. 3 months in, the Hickory Hound has become more than a blog. It's a signal post for civic reality. Commander Shell offers more than commentary. He offers coordinates. These aren't hot takes. They're pressure points. Water, land, infrastructure, culture. What's being built, what's being lost, and who's being left out. The months ahead will explore youth flight, broken development deals, and the growing disconnect between leadership and the elite. If the Hound continues to resonate, it will be because it listens first, speaks with clarity, and demands that communities do the same.
In closing, you can read this full accounting at the Hickory Hound website. I wasn't broken. I wasn't theirs. The system never served people like me. It sorted us. It punished difference, rewarded obedience, and called it education. But I didn't stop learning. I found tools they never gave me. AI, open platforms, the truth. Now I write what they tried to silence. I track what matters. Water, baseball, infrastructure, power. I'm not here to flatter the powerful. I'm here to equip the overlooked. If you've been told you care too much or ask too many questions, good. You're not broken either. You're part of the blueprint, and we're done asking permission. Things haven't changed much in adulthood. People like me don't ask for special treatment. If you want to shun me, I'm cool with it. If you don't want me around, I don't want to be around you either. But that's your choice, not mine. That's on you. I've lost nothing. The truth is, you'll never make intolerant people tolerant. And a lot of what's wrong with our economy and culture is rooted in narrow defensive mindsets. We've got to open the floor to critical thinking, real freedom of expression, and a kind of creativity that doesn't need permission. Just because you don't understand something doesn't mean you should try to block it or burn it down. History is full of bullies who tried to silence and erase builders and creators. They would burn books, or even people at the stake. That's never stopped people who can't help who they are because they refuse to join the fear. I'll step down from my soapbox for now. I appreciate those who visit my platforms. I'll see you next week, Lord willing.